So hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I hope you and your family members are doing good because that is the most important thing, and for rest we are here to talk about. But before moving forward, you need to understand what is linked list and why we need linked list. So to answer the first question, what is linked list, we need to understand what is linear data structure and what is non-linear data structure. So linear means from a single element, if you can move to only one element or next element, you can say it is linear data structure. Examples are arrays, strings, linked list, etc. But from a single element, if you can move to multiple elements, then that is called non-linear data structure. Example, tree, graph. So linked list is a type of linear data structure. Now second question, why we need linked list when we already have array as a linear data structure? Array was so useful, but we encountered few problems in that. Problems like memory allocation, problems like insertion and deletion was very costly. The time complexity was very high. And that is why we use linked list, because memory allocation or insertion and deletions were cheap. How? Let's understand. So this is how the structure of array looks like. We will have numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4 and all these numbers will be allocated continuously. And you know that array is a zero based indexing. So here if we want to delete an element 1, then in that case we have to move every element one space forward. Means 2 will come here, 3 will come here and 4 will come here, and that will take O of n time complexity. Means insertion and deletion will take O of n time complexity in array. But in linked list that was not the case. How? So this is how linked list structure looks like. Every node will be connected to its next node. Means you know the structure of linked list. Linked list will have a node value, suppose 1, and next pointer, and this will actually be indicating the memory allocation for the second node or next node. This is the another node and it is also storing the next memory allocation for another node. If there is no such connection, then this next will point to null, saying there is no further node connected to it, and this one will have stored the memory address for the second node. So this structure is nothing but this linked list. So in easy terms, instead of this is how we actually represent a linked list. So suppose we want to insert a node 5 here. So we will just disconnect this next net pointer, and this 1 dot next will point to 5 and 5 next will point to 2, and in just O of 1 time complexity we can insert. So hence in this way insertion and deletion takes only O of 1 time complexity, but in case of array it was O of n time complexity. So here are the pointers. The problems with the array were it need continuous memory allocation, but in case of linked list memory is dynamic. Means node can be present anywhere in the memory and all nodes will have the memory address for the next node and they will be connected to each other. Second point in the array is size is fixed. If we has defined the size of array, we cannot change it. But in case of linked list, we can change it. We just keep adding the new nodes and the size will vary dynamically. Third pointer is insertion and deletion is costly. You just saw O of n time complexity it takes to insert and delete. But in case of linked list, insertion and deletion takes only O of 1 time complexity, and hence linked list is far better option. The very first pattern is basic traversals in linked list, and if you know this, then you can move forward for the another pattern. In this traversal you can simply mean that you need to traverse from one node to another node, and you need to have, and you will be doing certain operations like counting the number of nodes, counting the length basically, etc. Because you know that in linked list there is no indexing. Means you cannot directly go and third index like how you used to do in arrays or strings. So in linked list you have a pointer called head pointer which will be pointing to the first node, and if you want to count the number of nodes or the length of the whole linked list, so basically you have to move this head pointer continuously until this head points to any null value, and at that point you can stop. So basically you will be using while loop here, and in the condition you give while your head is not is equal to null, you keep on moving your pointers ahead. So for movement you just do head is equal to head dot next, because head dot next means this 2. And this head you want to move to this 2. So you have to write head is equal to head dot next. And suppose if you want to count the number of nodes, so you will just initialize count is equal to 0 and you will do count plus plus. and at the end you can get the number of counts. So in this case, if you will initialize count is equal to 0, so it will take 1 jump and count 1, 2 jump, count 2, and 3 jump, count 3. But the number of nodes were 4. So hence, in this case, you will initialize your count with 1 value. So all the questions like count number of nodes, count the length of the node, insert a node at some point, or delete a node from the point, all these comes under the basic traversals of the linked list. And if you know this, we can move to the next pattern. So next very important pattern is fast and slow pointer. But wait, what is this fast and slow pointer? In array, if you remember, we talked about 2-pointer approach. It is similar to that, but instead of that, both pointer, fast and slow, had some definition. Slow pointer is supposed to take 1 jump at a time, and fast will take 2 jumps at a time. Means you can say slow will always be half of the speed or half of the distance than fast. So suppose we have a linked list here, and why we use this fast and slow pointer? Suppose a question asks, what is the middle of the linked list? So you know when fast will move by 2 jumps and slow will only take 1 jump. So if both starts together, fast and slow, so after 1 second, fast will be at 3 and slow will be at 2. Yes, fast will be at 3 and slow will be at 2. So till this 3 point, can you say कि slow is at the middle of the linked list? Yes, it is. Because slow is running with the half speed, so for sure compared to fast, slow would have covered half of the distance also. So fast and slow logic is only about the movement of the pointers, where slow will be taking 1 jump at a time and fast will be taking 2 jumps at a time. And this fast and slow pointer will also help in detecting the cycle in a linked list. How? You know when there is no cycle in the linked list, then this last node next pointer will be pointing to null instead of 2. And in this case, when fast will move with double speed, there is no chance that slow will meet ever fast. But if there is a cycle, then we don't know when, but for sure fast and slow will meet. Let's see. After 1 second, slow will be pointing to 2 and fast will be at 3 because it is taking 2 jumps. After 1 more second, slow will be pointing to 3 and fast will point to 2 again because it is taking 2 jumps. Now at the end of 3rd second, slow will be pointing to 4, yes, and fast will again take 2 jumps and come back to 4. So at this point, fast and slow will meet because there is a cycle. And hence you can say yes, cycle present. So hence you saw that how fast and slow pointer will help you to calculate the half of the distance or reach half distance or how to detect cycle, etc. So this pattern is also very important in linked list. Now the another very important pattern is reversal pattern. In linked list, if you know this pattern, trust me, you can solve almost 50% of the linked list question. You know in linked list, if we are at this head pointer or head node, we can go to the next node because this next pointer is pointing to the next node. So if we are at 1, we can go to 2 only. But if we are at 2, we can go 3 and we cannot come back 1 again because the pointer is pointing to the forward node. And reversal means you have to reverse the node in backward direction such that if someone is standing at 3, they cannot go to 4. They can only move to 2. So after reversal, your pointer will look like this. 4 will point to 3, 3 will point to 2, 2 will point to 1 and 1 will point to null pointer. So here we use 3 pointers. The very first pointer is previous pointer, then we will be using current pointer and we will be using temporary pointer. What are all these pointers? So previous pointer will be taking care of the previous node. So suppose we are at 1 node and this 1 next we want to point to the null. So this null is nothing but we are actually pointing to the backward pointer and that backward pointer will be holded by previous pointer. The node we are standing at, we will call this as a current node. And as the next pointer of 1, we are disconnecting and connecting back to previous. So while we are disconnecting, we might lose this 2 node. So before disconnecting, we actually want to store this node in some variable and that we will will save in temporary variable. So in temporary variable, we will store 2. this one dot next we will disconnect it and we will connect back to previous, so that we will have our previous node on current node also and the next linked list as well. After connecting current next to previous, now we would like to travel our current to next. But before going forward, our task is to point the previous at current and then only move your current pointer to temporary variable. And at this point I can say ki yes, node before 2 has been reversed. Now again we will repeat the same procedure. Before disconnecting the 2 next node, we will store this in temporary variable, and 2 dot next we will connect to 1 which is previous, and now we can say before 3 every node is reversed, and this is how these 3 pointers will help us to reverse the whole linked list. And if you know how to reverse any linked list, you can solve multiple questions which has been mostly asked in interviews, like reverse a linked list, reverse linked list in pairs, 2 pairs. So basically 1 and 2 you have to reverse, then 3 and 4 you have to reverse. So 1 and 2 will look like 2 1, then 3 4 will look like 4 3, etc. So in 2 pairs. Another most important question is reverse linked list but in k groups, and all these you can solve only when you know how to reverse linked list with these 3 pointers. And trust me, when you know how to reverse the linked list with using 3 pointers, you don't need to learn the code, but you just need to understand and learn the pattern here. Now the next pattern is linked list plus a stack. So when we already have linked list data structure, then why we are using stack here? First you need to understand what is in place linked list. In place and without in place. Without in place you can say. So in without in place you can use extra data structure like stack, but in place means you have to modify your linked list. Modify your linked list. So you remember the last pattern where we discussed about reversal technique. So when we reverse a linked list, we actually modified the linked list, and modification means in place traversal of linked list. And in modification and in place, we are not using any extra space complexity there. But in case of without in place, we are using stack data structure, and hence we are using O of n space complexity. But why we use this, and in what condition we think we can use a stack data structure with linked list? So remember 2 points. You know that in linked list you always travel from left to right, correct? And you cannot come back. If you want to come back, you need to reverse the linked list. So whenever in the question you think you need to come back, means you need to reverse and you are allowed to take extra space complexity, you can think of stack data structure there. Or else backtrack. Means you have already moved from 1 to 2 to 3 and now you came to know ki okay, you need to go back to check something. Then you can think of stack data structure with linked list. So there is a very special problem called add two numbers, where you will be given 2 linked lists and you have to add it and then return a single linked list. So you know that you will be having 2 heads in this case, head 1 pointing to the head of the first linked list and head 2 pointing to the head of the second linked list. And you know that this 1 you cannot add with 5. No. Addition always happens from the right side. So in this case you have to start from the head pointer. You need to move to the next pointer, then again next pointer, then again next pointer. And once you reach 4, where next pointer is pointing to null, you can think of adding this 4 with 5. Okay, you will add. Suppose the addition, instead of 4, it was 6. So suppose the addition actually forces to hold a carry with you. So in that case, because you have moved to till 4 and this 4 plus 6 you will add, which will actually give you 10. So 10 you cannot store. You will only store 0 here. So 0 you will store here, okay. And now this 1 will be carry forward to left side. And you cannot move to left. Now if you want to move to left, you actually have to reverse the linked list, correct? So here you can think of stack data structure. So the idea will be take 2 stacks here, stack 1 and stack 2. In stack 1, you will save all the values from linked list 1. So first you will start with head pointer and you will traverse to 1 and you will store this 1 value in the stack 1. Next time you will reach to 2 and you will store 2. Similarly, next time 3 and next time 4. Now for second linked list, you will store this 6 in the stack 2 and done. So now you will start popping this 4 and 6, and this 4 plus 6 you will add and make it 10. So you can say 0 will be added and 1 will be carry forwarded. Next time stack 2 does not have anything. So 3 you will pop and 3 plus 1 carry forward, you will do 4. Next time you will pop 2, no carry forward, next time 1. So now your number is 0, 4, 2, 1, and this time you have to reverse, make it 1, 2, 4, 0, and 1, 2, 4 and 0 will be your final answer. So this is how we have used a stacked data structure with linked list to solve our problem without in place. Now last pattern is called merge or sort in linked list. Remember, whenever question says linked list is sorted or you need to sort the linked list, you go with this approach. If you know merge algorithm, then you can solve all the questions related to this pattern. So to understand this, let's take an example. You will be given two linked lists, 1, 3, 5, and another linked list will be 2, 4 and 6. So both linked lists are sorted in their terms, correct? And you need to merge both the linked list. So in this case, if you know that merge algorithm, you can solve this problem. How? First, you start with current 1 and current 2, which is pointing to head 1 and head 2 pointer, and you will compare, hey, which one is smaller? You will say 1 is smaller. So in that case, you will keep this 1 connected. So basically your current 1 will move from 1 to 3 because 1 is already sorted. Now next time you will compare 3 and you will compare 2 and you will find no, 2 is smaller. So after this you will connect 2 here. So you will connect 2 here and again you will move your current 2 from 2 to 4. Now this time you will compare 3 and 4 and now you will connect 3 because 3 is smaller than 4. So now again current 1 will be only moved to 5. So this algorithm we use to sort the linked list or to merge the linked list. Questions like merge two sorted linked list or merge k sorted linked list, which has been frequently asked in Amazon and multiple MNCs company. And the idea behind is compare two nodes, check which is sorted, connect it and move forward. So remember this technique and you can solve merge based questions. And the another sort means you will be given a linked list and basically you will be asked to rearrange the linked list such that the whole linked list will be sorted. So question like sort linked list or reorder linked list are from this category. So that was all about the whole video. In this video, we learned what is linked list and why linked list is important. Then we see the basic traversals in the linked list. After that, we learned about fast and slow pointer and how it helps us to actually calculate middle of the linked list and detect cycle. Then we learned about reversal technique with the help of 3 pointers, how we reverse the linked list, and with the help of that, how many different problems we can approach. Next, we learned about linked list plus stack, why we use a stack when we already manipulate the linked list. And last, we learned how to merge linked list and how to sort linked list. If you remember all these 5 patterns, I can guarantee you that you won't miss any question in the interview for sure. And if you want the questions pattern wise, then I have curated a DSA sheet for this, where you will find questions pattern wise. And if you want to practice that, you just need to check out the link which is already mentioned in my description. That's all for this video. I hope you will remember all these patterns when you are learning about linked lists and solving questions, and you will remember this interview as well. Let's meet in another video with some new topic. Till then, keep learning, take care of yourself and your family.